I'm single. If I want to touch somebody from Marietta to here, then I can because I'm single. Now who called me a hoe? I was like, is this a play? Like, why is he
This
talking?
shit was funny.
Welcome to Key and Carry, where we key
and we carry.
I'm Damon.
I'm Troy.
And we reviewing G-status. G-status is back.
Oh shit, there
Yes.
it go. There it go.
Yes.
No kidding.
She's back. She's back in the room.
After 2 months hiatus.
Why are you bringing up bullshit?
It's the reunion, Erica.
Yes. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of missed the show. Like, I kind of miss reviewing the show. I miss watching it. This episode was really good. Like, it had a really good balance. The scenes were kind of long, but they weren't. I didn't mind it. Like, they were a little too long, but I still, like, so much interesting stuff was happening.
I found it like the opposite. I thought it was like more mess than like. I just thought it was messy, honestly. I thought this whole episode was messy. When I went watching this episode and then I reviewed my notes for the previous episode, I forgot like how positive the previous episode was. So like reading my notes for like last episode and then watching this episode, I was like, God damn, that's a big difference from just that medium to that go to bullshit. Like this episode was so goddamn messy.
People were doing stuff, but yes, there was also mess.
I just thought it like there was drama at the birthday party, and then following like the twerking competition, like the dance off, like immediately after that there was drama. I was like, God damn, y'all can't go nowhere and act like you got some goddamn sense, but
you know you can't bring them nowhere.
Act like fools in these streets.
These black men. No, I'm just playing. I'm not gonna go there. Because if these were some white gays, they would also be doing stupid shit. Like, let's keep it real.
Exclamation point.
Well, let's get into it. Let's get into this episode. So this episode is titled Showing Your Ass, which, you know, is definitely on brand. It's episode 8, which I feel like it should be like episode like 12 or something like that.
Very true.
I feel like this season, you know, they've had a couple of delays, so I guess that's why. But I feel like this season has been on forever.
It's funny because we usually agree on like a lot of things on the show. I feel like this is the first time where we feel like the show was different. Like I felt that it was messy, and then you felt that it was kind of more calm, more.
I wouldn't say it was calm. I just feel like it was balanced. Like I feel like
that's the word.
You showed them having fun, and then you showed the mess. But like I feel like in the beginning of the season, it was all mess, no fun, all mess.
Very true.
Like, so it's like I like the balance where you get to see them hanging out and having fun, and then boom, there's a problem, you know, or you get to see Charlie in his interview, but then you get to see the mess, you know. So I like a mix of both, because watching people argue for an hour and 30 minutes is draining. Like
it is.
Full hour and 30 minutes is draining as fuck.
Very draining.
Yeah, let's get into this episode. Let's start with our notable moments. So like what you laughing already? So like what's the notable moment you got on your brain?
Sharad arrives in my December voice.
Sharad
arrives to the birthday party because he got an invite via text. And it comes to find out he's not on the invite list.
Not to let you in. At this moment, I'm gonna ask you to leave.
So instead of him just like, oh fuck this party, this fool decides to stand outside like the house party. Decides to stand outside and just yell, like saying Charlie's a punk because he won't come confront him. And it's like,
these motherfuckers don't know me. They don't know how smart I am. They have no clue. But guess what? Fuck them. They lose. I win. You know how hard this shit was to do?
His birthday party, he's like, oh, I was just gonna come say happy birthday and be like, oh, you cute, leave. Like, you don't like each other. Why the fuck would you want to be around him?
But what did I say? What did I say a couple episodes ago? Sharad loves to shade the girls and then try to be their friend, and it doesn't work. You can't do both. You can't be shade. You can throw a playful shade, but you can't be like nice, nasty to somebody and then be surprised when they don't want to fuck with you. We keep telling you that over and over again, and you just keep having to learn that lesson. Like I said, and I think 2 episodes ago, I feel like Sharad just wants friends. Like he wants somebody, he wants to be able to shade because everybody's shady. But I think since day one, he's always wanted friends and he's always wanted a support system. But people just don't fuck with him. Like people don't really care for him. And I think it's obviously because he's trying to shade them and then be their friend. So it's like you can't be shady and nasty to people and then expect for them to be your support system. So I think that's what he wants, but he doesn't know how to approach it. He doesn't know how to become friends with these people. And so that's why I feel like he's always like, oh, I feel alone. I feel like this. I feel bad. And, you know, I do feel bad for him because he feels that way, but like you going about it the wrong way, I guess.
Right.
So, you know, like I said, I want to see Sharad win, but his decision-making skills are just not good.
We're stuck on S. Dot when the whole party itself was just even messier than S. Dot threatening, like asking Charlie to come outside to confront him. So what I guess what moment from the party, the birthday party, stood out to you?
Well, I was gonna have this as my shady moment, but I just want to say it's funny as fuck that one that has security at this house party. I've never heard of a security guard being at a house party ever. But then again, maybe that's some Atlanta shit. I don't know. But I've never heard of security being at a house party. Like at a venue, of sure, you know, at you know, somewhere at a club, of course, but never at a house party. So when Sharad came up, he was like, I think he was like, he had some dude working the door that's definitely been on Jack. I'm like, why are you spilling his tea? He just came into work. Like you mad at him? He just the messenger. Like, but the party looked lit. Like in the shade. I would have been mad too. Like you could see you could tell his feelings was hurt. Like the face crack. He came through. He was like, I was told not to let you on the list. He was like, you're on the list. I was told not to let you win. Like, you know what it kind of gave me?
I mean, it's like what?
It kind of gave me Nene season 1. Remember when she got invited? I forgot whose party it was. But she got invited to somebody's like little get together or like function or whatever, and she wasn't on the list.
Wasn't Sheree's event?
I think it was Sheree's event, and she got turned away. It was very much given that. Like, production told me to come so I can get my ass embarrassed, basically.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But
let's get into another fool. So I liked how, you know, like I said, I like how they have a balance. So they showed everybody like kind of partying and hanging out. One more thing about this S. Dot situation, it's kind of fucked up because he didn't get invited, but they invited everybody else. And it's like, I was like, oh shit, Forrest there? Dre Simmers is Delicious here? Like, why? Everybody was there, but you know, everybody I guess was allowed to come in besides Sharad. So I'm like, damn, it might be a little shady. Cause
I did think that it was shady. I caught that. They invited Dre Simber before Sharad. And I'm like, Dre Simber made a cameo?
Right.
Especially with 4 after everything that happened at like the non-violent event, but that was definitely a dig at Sharad. Dre Simber made it in the house, which means he had to get past Sharad. They didn't fight. So maybe that beef is like resolved, but I wonder how Dre Simber got past Sharad and they didn't have like an altercation.
It's not solved because when he was talking to 4, he of course he went out his way to shade Sharad and Divine, like talking about some, you know, I don't fuck with either one of them, but their name is literally always in your mouth. You're always talking about them. You're always like, yeah, he's like, because 4 was like, I guess Dre Simber is mad that 4 is hanging out with Divine, I guess. He doesn't like Divine. So I guess they have their issues, but he's like, yeah, I don't fuck with them. You know, I don't fuck with them. But I'm like, you're literally always talking about them. Every time you're on screen, you're their name up. So it's like, I can't tell. Like, what?
I'm sorry, you can keep going.
Oh, it was weird, but it was also funny because you could tell he was drunk for real because he he was shading Tramel to Tramel's face. Like he was saying, like he was like, what did he say? Like, oh, like I just feel like you know, I guess December thinks that I'm trying to outshine him. You know, I think he thinks that he's like you last season with that other bitch, you know, where you were a bandwagon bitch. And Tramel was like, oh, really? Well, bye. Like, I was like, yikes. Big fucking yikes. Like, you know what's crazy? Sharad, Tramel couldn't even say nothing back. Like, he was just like, bye. I think he said bye because he wanted us to think that he was better than that. When no, I just think you had nothing else to say. So you just left.
Charlie invited me to his birthday party because every time I'm around the group, it's drama. So he wanted to show me a good time. And then literally, like, the next scene is him arguing, not really arguing, but him like reading Tramel. Tramel did need that though. He needed that little knockdown back to planet Earth.
I don't like Tramel.
After his little incident with Tramel, I don't either.
I'm gonna be honest. Like,
I don't either.
I mean, I don't hate him. I'm more indifferent, but yeah, I think he thinks that he's better than everybody else, and it's kind of annoying. But yeah, he called him a bandwagon bitch. That shit was funny as fuck to me.
That shit was funny as fuck.
And then Charlie at his
got
party,
Tramel all the way together.
Charlie was pulling a Tramel at his party where he's like, the mess is happening, but I don't give a fuck. Like, this is my I'm gonna dance, I'm gonna party, I'm gonna twerk, I'm gonna sidestep, I'm gonna do everything. Because
walking around with some damn glow in the dark paces on his tatas.
How was you feeling that look?
Charlie is pretty fashionably challenged. Like,
he is. I feel like he.
And there used to be a show called, I think there was a show on MTV that used to be called like Fashionably Challenged, where they would basically take the Kristens from Basketball Wives and give people makeovers.
Would it be shady if somebody invited him?
No, it wouldn't.
If somebody invited him, Sharad, and like maybe December to like
get style,
learn how to, And it's funny that they all don't like each other. And they all can, and they all are like fashionably challenged. 4
went from Tramel to,
you already know.
Who's the second person?
The other volatile person on this. Oh, I was gonna say somebody else.
Lando.
Yes, also went to Lando. Which I'm like, are y'all still arguing about some shit that happened a long ass time ago? Like, why are y'all still arguing about that? I don't get it. But
and Lando had his whole nigga in the cut, like,
right.
I'm like, okay, Lando, he looks 20-ish, very Latino fan club-ish, but okay.
I didn't even notice. I noticed that his boyfriend was there, but I was too busy like into like seeing whether a hit was gonna connect because they were just shoving. I'm like, okay, like,
you know how they get down.
True.
Now we know how 4 give it up. Remember the PF Chains did all that playthrough and then literally walked past Devon. I'm gonna need Redrick to stop playing like, I don't know, peace. You're not a referee, homegirl.
Right.
Like, not homegirl, but homeboy. Like,
now, if you get trampled again,
you got knocked down before.
Don't get mad. Don't get mad.
Hear about it for like not the next 3 episodes. Like,
you can't run in front of the Bulls and then be surprised you got trampled. Like, it doesn't work that way.
Very true.
Like, nah.
Very true.
If you show nothing but negativity on the show, people are going to associate you with negativity, and then they won't want to work with you because they're like, oh, is he like that in real life? Like, is he like that when, you know, is he like, if I reach out to him to host something, is he going to come for me like that? Is this going to be an issue, you know? And people don't want that when they're trying to make money and trying to put stuff on. So you have to show them another side where it's like, hey, I'm presentable, I'm smart, I'm likable, I'm charming. Like, you have to add that in too. You can't show the negativity.
People get in front of a camera and it's not let me act like a professional or present myself like a professional. It's, oh, let me start mess, or there's mess, so let me get involved. So I don't it's crazy.
Sharad said something outside and it was funny because it made no sense. So Sharad was like, oh, like, you want to make songs about unity and wear heels, but you don't want to come out here and fight me. And I was like, what? I had to pause and I was like,
pointed that out in the comments. Yes. Someone
Like,
put
I
that in the
was like-
comments like, Sharad loves making comparisons about shit that have nothing to do with
Nothing to do with each other. There's no correlation. What is him wearing heels? Because at first I kind of understood where he was coming from, where he was like, oh, like you want to make songs about unity, but you don't want to be friends. Like you don't want
in your
to
party. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing about Charlie's interview that stood out to me was when he said, I just black out. And he was saying it like it was cute. And I'm like, that's not cute. Especially like if
It's
you're
not.
trying to be a public figure, you can't just black out and say shit and then be like, well, I blacked out. You weren't talking to Charlie. Yes, I was. Like, unless either you're possessed or you have multiple personalities, I was talking to Charlie. So you can't get mad and then black out and then be like, well, I blacked out. No. Like,
especially at 25, I think he's said he's 25.
No shade, but I was like,
25?
25? 25? Okay.
Yeah,
that's
like
not,
especially not at 25, not at his age. He knows better. Like you can't use it as an excuse.
At your big age, you gotta control your emotions and your words better than that. Like, come on now.
It's weird because it goes back to the whole situation with redacted. Like you can't say shit and then not expect like consequences or a thing like, oh, like I blacked out or I was mad, I said it in a fit of rage. Like that's not acceptable.
To me, it's just accountability. It's not so much like, oh, like, because everybody makes mistakes. Everybody says something that they wish that they didn't say. Nobody's perfect, but at the same time, you have to take accountability. And for me, when he said that, it was almost like you're not taking accountability for your actions and the words that you said. Because whether you think you blacked out or not, you said this. This was something in your mind that made its way out of your mouth. You said it. Nobody else came and took over your body as far as we know. So own up to it. Be accountable. Say, hey, I said this. She got the word. She got the best of me. I said it. And, I don't feel that way now. I've done some, soul searching.
Yeah.
I've really thought about what I said and why it's problematic and why it's wrong. And, the best apology is change behavior. So you'll never see that from me again. Like, point blank, period. And, if you still feel a way about it, then I understand. But I can't go back and change what I did. I did it, and now all I can do is learn from it. So,
right.
But yeah, I'm just really big on accountability. Like, you can't blame, and Delicious was really doing that too. Like, you can't blame other people for your own actions. Like, there are so many things you could have did instead of, saying that. Like, but again, we live and we learn. So, but yeah, he talked a little bit more about, I guess, his mental state and his life at this point. Sharad did. And, I think that's what also made me feel bad for him, just because, he was like, I feel alone and I've just been going through things in my life outside the show. And I was like, well, damn, like, because I feel like this show makes people feel like they can't be vulnerable. Because everybody is so quick to be like shady or rude or, like everybody's trying to get the one up on everybody else. And then there's no space, it seems like, for people to be vulnerable because, this is a show for Black LGBT people. So like naturally, like everybody else, we go through shit, we deal with shit, and it's not always the glitz and the glam. It's not always, fun and, it's not always a good time. Sometimes people really go through stuff. And I feel like there's not really space in this group for them to talk and like be, have each other's backs, I guess. And so I don't know why, I don't know if hasn't been leaning on Delicious for support. I don't know like what their relationship is like, but it's interesting that he feels so alone, yet like, Delicious is like his best friend,
Right.
So so I don't know, but yeah, he was talking about how like, he's been drinking a lot more than usual. He's been doing drugs. He's been doing apparently drugs that he hasn't done before, which kind of alarmed me because them drugs, like, I mean, everybody has their opinion and I don't want to judge him, just because, people do what they do. Nobody's perfect, but he was talking about drugs and I don't know what drugs he's doing, but obviously some drugs should definitely be left alone. So
True.
I'll just say that because, you know, if it's the drug that I'm thinking he's saying, because he never said the actual drug. He just said, I'm doing, you know, I've been trying different drugs and it affected my body. So if he's doing what I think he's doing, I don't want to say it, but like, oh no, like we need to get Sharad. We need to help him out. Things need to, and that's what I was talking about, where like the whole, like even with December and like his drug habits that people talk about, it's like, okay, but like, can we help them? Can we offer them support? Because
don't exploit it, get them help.
Yeah, because like you go down that road and then things get terrible and then something really messed up happens and then you're like, oh damn, I wish he would have reached out, or I wish I would have, you know, said something. But it's too late now. So it's like you gotta get it now, you know? So like that just, you know, really made me feel some type of way when he was saying, like, you know, I've been doing, I guess, the stuff that he's been doing to self-medicate. And it's like, Sharad, you need to maybe talk to somebody. Like, if you can, like, you know, maybe go to therapy.
Definitely. He should leave the city for a while. I feel like he needs to break away. He needs a break from Atlanta.
He needs a detox.
Just go detox. Like, go in a mountain somewhere. Just by yourself and just, I don't know, just do some meditation or something. But he definitely needs a break away from this show. Like, anytime like anybody experiments with drugs or there's any type of like drug allegations, I'm like, don't make fun of it. Yeah, because like
that's
next
real.
thing you know, they could OD and then like, oh shit, like,
and that's something
it is like. So hopefully he gets the help that he needs.
Right. Something that we don't really talk about in our community is drug use. Like people self-medicating, people having trauma, or like not, you know, just not being happy and dealing with like things like depression and anxiety, and not feeling like they can talk to people about it because they're afraid people are going to judge them, or people are going to wait and then bring it up, you know, when y'all are at odds or whatever, or shade you behind your back or whatever. So it's like you resort to self-medicating, and self-medicating doesn't really work because it's not getting to the real issue. It's just covering it up, but that issue is still there. So it's like you're just going to keep using more and more and more to cover it up, but it's never going to go away. So it's just only going to make you spiral into something that you may not be able to climb out of. So I think that's probably why I want Sharad to do better. I want him to get, you know, I don't want to say help because that makes it seem like he's like an addict or something, but I want him to get help for his mental state because clearly he's not in the best mental space. So Sharad, like, you know, like go maybe like therapy if that's an option, you know, counseling, you know, don't be ashamed of that because, you know, quiet as kept, we all need counseling. Like we all need some type of therapy or counseling. But yeah, like that really made me feel some type of way. Like if you're doing drugs, like be careful. Like don't use that to self-medicate because that's only going to lead to, you know, that's only going to lead to something. That's only going to put you in a worse position than you're in right now. How did you feel about Raheem's song?
Like honestly, I was more focused on the dancing, so I kind of didn't pay attention to the song.
It was okay. I mean,
I really didn't pay attention to the song. I was more intrigued by the dancers.
Yeah, it was kind of giving like it was okay. Like if I was at the club, it seemed like something you would hear. Maybe not at the club, but it sounded like something you would hear like on TV, like in a commercial or something. But not at the club because it wasn't a dance song.
Raheem's music, Charlie's music, or Redacted's music?
I would probably say Charlie's music. Charlie knows how to pick a good beat. Okay. His lyrics aren't, you know, his lyrics are all right, but I think he knows how to pick a good beat. So I would probably say Charlie's music. Yeah, I would probably say Charlie's music. Raheem Brazil seems cool though. You know, he was a little Chico DeBarge tee with that look he was rocking. Okay. During the performance. Okay. But yeah, so let's talk about this twerk class. This twerk class with so much ass.
I'm gonna do what I want to do, which is twerking, 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 violating you hoes if I have to.
There was a lot of ass. And then Ike came in with his back. Shadow said an instructor because he had to break Ike's back in order for Ike to even kind of succeed in that class. Who do you think had the best twerk?
Who you think? Roman shut the house down.
Mr. Roman.
Roman came through.
Mr. Roman.
And shut the house down. The house down boots, might I add. Like, he ate those girls up and left no crumbs. Like,
no crumbs.
No crumbs.
There's been a lot of people getting ate up with no crumbs left lately. And I'm here for it.
I'm like, he didn't have to, I put in my notes, he didn't have to embarrass the girls like that. He didn't have to get them together like that. Like,
if I could get Roman and Andre like side by side twerking,
right?
Good.
He was just so graceful, so graceful, and just his technique. I was like, he did that. Like, he did good. Our guy did good. Our guy did that thing where
and Devon did good.
Body, yeah, Devon did good too. But our guy did that thing with like his whole body. I was like, yes, our guy. But
and then Charlie came on, and I was like, how y'all good Judies, best friends? Our guy got it, but Charlie doesn't. And then Charlie has the body to have it. It's
Charlie's a white woman,
white girl.
You know Charlie's a white
Very
woman,
true.
So he not gonna give you too much.
Very true. I just want to talk about all the shade that Charlie threw at Devon during the twerk class.
Yes.
So like Devon went up. It was Devon's turn, and he's on a pole, he's working, and Charlie's like, "Ooh, Devon, I can smell you. No wonder why your man is like out in these streets running around." So I was like, "Ooh, he must have heard that comment from early in the season. They say mama pussy stink." Charlie must have heard that comment, and he is seething. He's seething. He's salty because that wasn't the only shade he threw at Devon.
Did you only say that because? Did you say that because he said that about you, and now you guys say that about him?
But that wasn't the only jab Charlie threw. So towards the end of like the whole "who said I was a hoe" debacle, Charlie was like, "I'd be like, what the fuck did he say? I'd be fucked too if I had a lazy eye like Devon." Oops, is this the recording? I was like, Charlie.
He and somebody else said something about a lazy eye. Oh, Dre Simber said he had a lazy eye. Cause whatchamacallit said something. Oh, Force said something about Devon being a good time. Cause he was like, Sharad's a good time. And then he said Devon's a good time. And then Dre Simber said something under his breath, but I couldn't hear what he said. And I had to rewind it a couple of times. And he was like, yeah, he a good time with that lazy ass eye. And no shade, but I mean, he got a lazy eye, but he's still bad. He's still badder than Dre Simber. So like, I don't know.
Very true. Better than Charlie too. Shit.
I mean, you said it.
I mean,
and I'm co-signing, no shade, but yeah, he got a lazy eye, but he's still cute. I'm just saying. I'm being honest. He's still cute.
Yeah, Devon is very handsome.
So
like, very handsome. Yeah, and not only that, but I'm just like, Charlie, you throwing the shade. I hope you keep this energy for the reunion, but allegedly she calls the cops, so I don't think she wants that South date.
And he came back, so like when Sharad had said something about him the first season, the next time that they were like face to face, he checked him. He was like, "Did you say something about me?"
He did,
and then he was like, "Oh, you didn't? Oh, okay." And then he turned around like, "Oh, like I just checked you. What you gonna do about it?" And Devon has said things about him, but all you can do is like you didn't confront him face to face. All you said was,
I forgot he pulled up on Sharad like that.
I thought that was interesting. No shade. I thought that was interesting, but hey, different people. You know what you can get away with. Let's talk about this whole comment. I'm sleep. I mean,
did you sleep?
I'm sleep. It was kind of funny to me because I'm like, I ain't even know. I know he from New Orleans, but I ain't even know he could turn up like that. Like, I didn't know that was in him. Like, because he's been chilled this whole Ike. Obviously, we're talking about Ike. He's been chilled this whole season, but nobody's really said anything about him. So like, I feel like it's just kind of funny that he just like turned up so quickly. And it was funny to me because he kind of sounded like a Tyler Perry character. Like
He
just the way that
did.
he was talking, it sounded like
He
something
did.
from a play.
I'm single free. If I wanted to touch every motherfucker from Marietta to College Park, I could. It's a hot boy summer for me, but I don't fucking roll like that. And none of these bitches out here in Atlanta know me.
I'm single. If I want to touch somebody from Marietta to here, then I can because I'm single. Now who call me a hoe? I was like, is this a play? Like, why is he
That
talking?
shit was funny. He was like, if I want to touch everybody from College Park to Marietta, I could do that because it's a hot boy summer for me. I'm single. You heard me? I was like,
He kind of sounded like a preacher, like the way he was.
okay,
he was
Mr.
talking.
Ike.
I was like, okay, I get buck, I get buck, but yeah, I was just kind of like, I mean, he was right because our guy's looking a little messy out here.
Mm-hmm.
Like he keeps saying things about people, and then when he gets checked about it, it's like, oh well, he ain't got nothing to say. Basically, he's like, oh, you'll see, and blah 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 blah, and it's just like, if you said it, stand up in it.
Right.
Period.
The only other time that has happened was with the whole CPK,
California Pizza Kitchen.
and there was footage or evidence to back up his claim that him and Charlie was innocent. But this time it's like, I put the receipts and he couldn't say nothing.
Yeah,
said you got receipts,
but they were being
I
shady
came with the
though.
receipts.
They didn't say what
Mhm.
they didn't call him a prostitute or nothing, but like they were being shady when they said CPK, like, and they were trying to make it seem like, no, we weren't being shady, like we just know him from that's where he worked, and it's like, y'all were being shady, like let's be real.
Yeah, you were
like,
being shady. Like you didn't call him a prostitute, but you were being shady.
While what Sharad said was worse, like y'all were still being shady. So to me, it's like,
right,
you want to be shady, but when people call you out on it, it's like, oh well, blah 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 blah, you know. But he did own up to the CPK comment. I was like, where's this gonna go? Because I don't see Ike fighting and I don't see our guy fighting. So are they just gonna argue until like it's time to go? Because I just don't see Ike fighting. I don't see him really getting that angry to the fact that he wants to fight. And to me, it's like, if somebody called you a hoe, who cares? Like, it seemed like he was so upset with being called a hoe and not the fact that like they were cool and he was talking shit behind his back. Because I'm like, if you who cares? Like, I just look at it like, why are you so concerned about what I'm doing with my dick? Are you mad because it's not it's not in your mouth?
That was his homeboy that was getting service by the corporate mouth. Oh my goodness.
We'll talk about it. Being called a hoe, I don't know. Maybe just because like I don't really care what these people think. Like I wouldn't care what these people have to say about me.
True.
Like I think I would be more upset with the fact that you were being fake. But the whole comment to me was just hilarious. Because I'm just like, well, even if he is a hoe, who cares? Like, why are you looking at my fucking dick?
Right.
Like, why are you looking at my mileage? Worry about your own dick. Like, worry about you. Worry about who you having and not having. Because we not having.
Did you peep at the end of the episode where our guy was like, he was in Redrick's DMs, Tramel's, Lando's, and I think he named somebody else. I'm like, God
wait,
damn,
he was in
he was in Lando DM. Lando.
Wait, who was in these people's DMs? Ike. So like, was he in there? Okay, here's my thing. Here's the thing. I feel like our guy, okay, so our guy is a punk for saying these things and not standing and like not owning up to it fully. Like you said what you said, and when he approached you about it, you were mush mouth. You weren't really.
Oh yeah.
So
that's my point. That's the fact that he couldn't answer the question. It was just like, yeah, yes or no question. Did you say yes or no?
Yes, but at the same time, I can kind of see where our guy is coming from because Ike does this thing where he talks to people, but it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like he talks to them, but it's also like he's kind of flirting with them. And I don't know if that's just his nature, but if you know, like you said, you've been on Earth for 30 years. If you know you flirtatious, be clear in your intentions. Cause like, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way when he was like, oh, this imaginary thing that I have with Redrick. And I kind of get it because you're saying like, oh, you're making it seem like we a couple or something when we're not. But at the same time, it's like you're kind of giving mixed signals when you're calling him cute. You're saying he's cute and you're like flirting with him and being all like googly eyed with him. But then when he's like, okay, well, when we gonna go out, you like, oh, it's a business day. Oh, I go out with my friends all the time. So it's like, if that's what it was gonna be, you should have been more clear with that. Like, you should have been more clear to
Right.
say, hey, like, I think you're cool, because we all can read energy. I can tell when somebody's, like, for the most part, I can tell when somebody's being flirtatious versus them just being like, hey, you cool, let's hang out, let's be friends, let's work on some business together. And like, I feel like Ike kind of gives mixed signals where it's like he's being flirtatious, but then it's like you don't know if he's into you or if that's just his nature. And so I feel like he does things where it's like, I don't know. I can see how like they could be like, oh, like you're kind of giving me mixed signals. But I think at the same time, like, you just gotta take shit for what
I
it's
can see
worth.
that. I can definitely see that.
If Ike, okay, so if you thought Ike was cute and Ike thought you was cute and y'all made plans and he didn't follow through, then that's his loss. Like, I'm not about to like, I'm not saying Redrick is like waiting up for his call or anything, but like, I would just be like, okay, like we flirted and that was it. Like, it never went anywhere. Like, I feel like that's happened to me. Like, where it's like we flirted, but neither one of us really, really wanted to like pursue anything. So like, we just kept it moving. It's funny because he literally pulled out his whole business. I'm like, damn, Ike, you that mad that you pulling out your own business? You spilling your own business? Like, oh, I was in a relationship for a year and then I touched somebody after that. And I was like, Ike, why do you care about these people so much? Like, I was like, and then I'm like, okay, like you being called a hoe, I can see why you're upset. But like at the same time, I'm like, it's not like he was like, his socks trash. Like, I washed them twice and now they got a hole in them. Like, if he was saying stuff like that, then I can see you being pissed because it's like, that's my business. That's my money. But like him calling you a hoe ain't affecting your business. Don't nobody care if you're a hoe. We want to know if these socks hit. And just watching Ike go off was hilarious. What do you say? If you're not tasting your food, you're going to be tasting concrete. I'm like, oh, Ike. Oh, Ike. Like, I was like, oh, they got you mad now, huh? Like, I was just like,
whoa, you mad, huh?
Whoa, you mad, huh? Like, I was just laughing because I was just like, it's just so funny watching somebody who like isn't normally mad go off, and then when they go off, it's like, okay, like all right, we get it. You not a hoe. You all right? Go ahead.
Remember when Stephanie from BTC 10 went off, or allegedly went off, because she was in a mood? That's like, what Ike Don was giving me.
We're like, okay, all right, we get it. You good? We don't think you a hoe.
Snickers.
You checked them. You got them. You got them. Like,
also the fact that he, I guess, has like a boyfriend, but he accepted Ike's number. That was weird.
Yeah, but then
because Ike was like, you pulled up to Charlie's birthday with a dude, but at Akeem's cookout, you put your number in my phone. And I was like, well, Akeem's cookout was before Charlie's party. So Akeem's cookout was like episode 4 or 5. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, I'm just like, did he put his number in his phone for what? Like, just if I exchange numbers with somebody, it's not always because I'm trying to talk to them or trying to do anything with them. I could just be wanting to be friends with them or like network or something like that. So just because I gave my number out doesn't mean I want you, But who knows? I don't know. They got something going on. And then what I really wanted to talk about, this weird love triangle between Ike, Tramel, and Roman. Ike and Tramel used to talk, but then I think, obviously Ike talked about his relationship and how, that ended and it was long term. So I think that caused Tramel to fall back, apparently. And so then he started messing with Roman.
Mr. Roman.
Yes, Mr. Roman, which after watching that twerk video, whew, Lord. Anyway, or Roman, and I guess when he was messing with Roman, Tramel was talking shit about Ike to Roman. So that's what I gathered. Cause I'm like, because at first it seemed like Roman was just trying to get camera time. Like he was just trying to like be in the mix for no reason. But then he was like, oh, like you was talking shit about him and now y'all friends. And I don't know. I was like, I can't wait for next episode. Cause
I really do hope they drop it this episode, but there goes Tramel being messy. Yeah. Like you said, trying to play like he not messy, and then he finally gets caught out on his shit. So yeah, I'm interested to see like where this goes, because Roman was spilling all the tea about what went down between them two.
So
And apparently that corporate mouth is actually a corporate mouth.
did you catch when he like first pulled up and first of all, shout out to Roman because Roman ain't waste no time. Roman was like, so when we were together, when we was doing what we was doing, and you could tell Tramel got super uncomfortable.
When me and you was doing what we was doing.
Oh, no. You blocked me.
When we was doing what we was doing, what was you saying about Ike? No, we're going to talk about it.
Why?
Because I'm tired of you being innocent.
Because he was like, you blocked me. You blocked me. Like, he was so quick to be like, like, and I was like, about to spill that tea. He was scared. He was shook. Like, oh, like, what you about to say?
What shook it?
And then I'm like, what do Ike and Tramel have to talk about? Because Ike was making it, or Tramel made it seem like they had some bad blood going on. So I'm like, what's going on?
Right.
So
even Ike was like, what do we have to talk about? Like, I thought we was in a good space, but
like I just cut this bitch out. Why not you want something too? Like, I was like, okay. Ike, Daddy Ike, mad Daddy Ike though. Okay. We see you getting all upset. One thing that was really funny that he said that made me laugh, he said, I've never had a whole season because I was ugly growing up. Nobody wanted to fuck with me. So I didn't have the
oh my goodness.
He said I didn't have the ability. I didn't have the resources to have a whole season. And I was like, that's funny. But I'm like, they own you now. So maybe it's time.
It should have just turned into like the Akeem versus Delicious Brawl. Like how they argue and then they just started scrapping out of nowhere.
No.
That's what it should have gave.
No violence. Then he was talking about people tasting concrete.
Putting his hands on Delicious, but I'm sorry, redacted. But
he was talking about Akeem. He was talking about people tasting concrete. I'm like, now didn't you host a non-violent event? Like, how are you talking about non-violent and turn around and say, oh, I'm going to beat your ass? Like, what? Ike is all right with me. You know, that whole scene was funny, but my fave, I'm gonna change it. Roman was actually my favorite this episode. I cannot believe I just Roman was actually my favorite this episode because Roman, first of all, the dance still has me shook. Like he could have taught that class. No shade to the guy that actually taught the classes. He was actually really good too. But you know, he came and shut it down. Like he was like, I'm a dancer. So you know I
used to dance.
Shit, maybe. Like Alvin Ailey and King of Diamonds. Like so but yeah, like he came through, shut it down, and you know, he confronted Tramel. Like he was like, you know, I got an issue and we gonna solve it. What's good, you know? So he was my favorite this episode, actually.
Okay.
So, who was your least favorite?
Coke for 4.
Oh, yeah.
And it's weird because you just talked about people like not finding that medium, you know, like here's the drama and then here's me being professional. He's all negative. Like he did the absolute most at Charlie's party, like the 3 different altercations and then almost getting into the fight was just unnecessary. He talks too much in his confessionals and he's not saying anything. Like he's not saying any goddamn thing. He's my least fave. Yeah, he was just doing most. He was just on the most this fucking episode. I also kind of want to note that for some reason I was like mildly, I'm gonna say I was mildly happy to see Dre Simber on the television screen again.
He's making you miss Dre Simber.
I don't know why, but a little bit. But you know, just for all those drug allegations going around, it was kind of good to see him on screen. So
and calm too.
His face was a little greasy. Yeah, very calm. Very calm. But
is it me or does he kind of look like Tracy? Is it me or does he kind of look like Tracy Ellis Ross? I think it's the eyes. I think it's the eyes and the nose.
It is. I don't feel like he puts on the camera like 4 does. No. Like he might be extra sometimes, but 4 really puts on for the goddamn camera. I also hate that his name is Four, because when I think of Four from Black Ink Crew, and he's like the complete opposite.
Yeah.
From
I think Four is just trying to throw everything at the wall and hoping something sticks. Because like I said, like we don't really know what you do, and like we haven't seen anything that you've been a part of. All you can say is that you were on a show that hasn't come out or won't come out. So it's like, I don't know what you want from us, because all we have from you is negativity. We don't really have, like I said, Redrick has, Redrick has beat a couple faces on this show. We know Charlie does music, and he's done interviews, and he performed at Afro Punk. We know Sharad dances. He models too. We've seen that. We've seen pretty much we've seen Roman dance the house down. We've seen pretty much we even seen Akeem do some stuff. So
our guy beat Mama D's.
Mama D
beat.
Yeah,
not Mama D, but our guy beat Mama D's face.
We even seen Redacted. We even seen her perform a couple times. Before we don't know.
I forgot about that.
We don't hear you rapping. We've never seen you in the studio. We've never seen you perform. We've never even heard your music. Where is it at? And this ain't even being shady. I'm just being honest. Like, where's the product?
Maybe it's in MTV's archive.
You think they signed you think he signed a 360 with
maybe it's lost in MTV's archive.
You think he signed a 360 with MTV?
Definitely. Definitely.
For my notable look, I feel like, okay, so my notable look, I don't know if the people missed it. I'm sure nobody did, because people catch everything from this show. But my favorite look was definitely the wig, or not the wig, the dude that the announcer had at Raheem Brazil's performance. It was a cute bang and a slick pony with some like caramel highlights. I was into it. It was giving me a mask and a femtee. It was giving me diva and gangster.
Mother and father.
Yes.
Mother and father.
It was giving me both
an officer and
a gentleman. It was giving me On the Run, but it was giving me Jay-Z and Beyonce's, both of their versions.
Oh, so it's safe to say that it was giving you not Akeem, but it was giving you Zion in the studio and Zion before the studio.
Yes.
For me, there were a lot of notable looks this episode. Okay. First of all, Charlie's onesie, his one piece for his interview with Rolling Out.
Yeah, okay.
I was like, is it still being like, is it done?
Yes, it's kind of giving me.
Are you still waiting? Like
he needs to put it in the oven for a little while longer.
Yeah, like I think you need a few more alterations. Yeah. But that suit was just our guy's confessional look. That was a mess. Actually, I would have liked it if I wasn't mad at the dress. I was more mad at the shirt. I hated the shirt ruined it. If it was just like a turtleneck, it just would have put the look together. But my notable look was, we've been talking about Devil Dick a lot recently, quite frequently.
Watch our Love After Lockup review.
Hey,
to hear more about Devil Dick. Like,
and the nigga that's giving out the Devil Dick. But Roman's confessional was definitely giving me, I'm a priest that lays nothing but devil dick. Like, you might actually have to consult a priest after I'm finished fucking around with you. Like, it was just giving me his way of blessing people isn't with like holy water. He just slaps his dick across their face and they're blessed. Jesus. That's what his confessional look was giving me, and I was here for it.
You just want a piece. That's why you saying
I do.
Had to make that shit clear, bitch. I do.
Like,
yes, it does. And also his attire for like the Twerk class, like the shorts just had everything just jiggling. I was just like,
what's the workout?
Mr. Roman.
Like, what's the workout? What's the diet? What's the workout? Cause
yes,
I'm seeing what it was giving.
It was caked. It was fat.
Can we talk about my shady moment?
My goodness. Definitely.
So my shady moment.
Because there was so much shade, just
so much shade overload. Like I was like, what? But I want to go with. I like to go with the under. Not. I want to go with the shade that's the funniest to me, I guess. And so my shade was the shade that the producers threw at Akeem. When first of all, Akeem, always Akeem is hilarious talking about how, oh, I taught Beyonce and I taught Meg, like they didn't know how to do it before I came through. And I'm like, okay, uncle, go ahead, uncle. But it was that. And then they showed this clip of him dancing. And it's so funny because I wasn't expecting it. So I was like,
girl, this was a mess.
Am I having a stroke right now? What's happening? Like, it was something out of a fever dream. Like, I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Did you peep this nigga was on all fours and he didn't have a arch in his back?
No.
It was literally like this.
Yeah.
I was like, really, Akeem?
It was giving me starter level. Like, it was giving me like beginner. Like, I feel like in his mind, he was giving you pro, but in reality, he was giving amateur. But yeah, I was just like, what the fuck is going on?
That video was so goddamn funny.
I wonder when it was shot because it was so dated.
Where they got that goddamn video from? Like,
I don't know. I was just like,
it was dated. The Partition song came out in like 2013, but the video looked like it was shot in like 2002.
Yeah, I was like, what is going on? Like,
that video looked so old. Who the hell sent out that text knowing that they don't get along? Like, why would y'all put Sharad's? I guess they just sent it because they just probably just included everybody that's filmed with, but
right,
like, Charlie and Sharad don't get along. Why the fuck would you enter Sharad's number to send this damn text and then have him show up and not get in? Like, y'all
sorry, that's so fucked up.
They probably did that shit on purpose. I feel like Redrick sent out the damn invites. I feel like Redrick had something to do with the invites being sent out. Like, notice when Redrick came out to the car.
How dare you? That's fucked up.
Notice when Redrick came out to the car, like, he wasn't really saying anything to Sharad. Like, our guy was the only person that was like, you aren't on the list. Like, Redrick could say anything, but I could be wrong, but yes. Yeah. Sent that text to that man and had him show up to the party just for them to be like, you aren't invited.
Yeah.
Like,
I was like, damn, that's fucked up. I would be mad too, but I would just left. Like, I mean,
he should have pulled in Kimbella, told him that he was there to see the kids because her kids and the kids have a relationship. But pull up in your whoop ass outfit. That's how you do that.
Pull up in a whoop ass outfit. That's what. But yeah, let us know how y'all feel about it. Who did you feel was right? Did you feel like Charlie was shady as fuck for not inviting him or not inviting? Was Charlie shady for not inviting Sharad to his party, or should Sharad have known since they don't really like each other like that? They're pretty much frenemies without the friend part. So basically just enemies. So, how you feel about Ike being a hoe? Do we really feel like Ike is a hoe though? I just feel like the whole concept of being a hoe is stupid. Like, I'm just like, I mean, as long as you're not cheating on nobody.
Yeah. I mean, he's in their inbox. He's not fucking all four of them. If he was fucking all four of them, then
that would be messy.
You can call that man a hoe.
And lying about it. I mean, that would be messy.
That would be messy as fuck.
But if he just in your DMs, like, okay. Like, I don't know. Seemed like an attempt at a storyline, but I guess. But yes, this has been Key and Carrie, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.
Yes.